Welcome back. Well, if it's in your job description to shoot accurate and to carry a weapon, look no further than McMillan, and I'm here with Ryan. And Ryan, you guys really have been around a long time. You know what you're doing. You're leading the way. Been doing this for over a quarter of a century, just steeped in history. Tell us a little bit about your company and what we have in front of us.
Well, this company has been around for a while. My grandfather, Gail McMillan, started it in 1973 officially. But since then, we've come a long way. We're now making tactical rifles that are meeting the needs of the military with detachable box magazines and night vision rails and night vision. So the guys on the ground can actually have a good chance of doing what they do best and utilizing a weapon system that's going to give them the most chance to succeed.
You know, it's hard to find a branch of the military or law enforcement that doesn't use McMillan. They're everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. And not only in the U.S., but also overseas in places like Canada and Europe and all over the U.S. And we're continuing to try to push an international market so we can actually get these to not only our U.S. soldiers, but also our allies, too.
Now, what do we have right in front of us? I like the look and feel of this.
This is a TAC 308. What it really is it's your traditional 308 sniper system. We have new calibers out now, 338s, 50s, but this is your real traditional caliber. Right here on this rifle is an A3-5. That's the stock that's on it. It's got the McMillan G30 action. Detachable box magazine, 5-round or 10-round. This one just happened to have 5 rounds. All the way up here where we got the rail system, which is called the SIRS mount. You can mount night vision, you mount your scope, your ring. So got a lot of accessories involved. The cheek piece and the spacer system adjusts, to the shooter and helps the shooter, get the best position, the most comfortable position, so he can make an accurate shot. The rifle is very important to the whole system itself, but all the pieces in place on the rifle are just as important. The scope has to be good. The scope, it has to have the right reticle scheme, and it's got to be clear glass, and you've got to be able to shoot distances. Your night vision has to work properly. Your cheek piece has to work, and everything's got to work as one system. So that now the kind of the new phrase in the military is a rifle system, not just a rifle, but it's a whole system. Everything's got to work together.
And this is a fine marriage of all the components, which is going to create exactly what you said.
Right. Taking this regular rifle, which is a great rifle, shoots, but you need to have the scope on it. You need to have a good quality scope that is going to fit into the system with the rifle. You need to have a good accessories, rings that don't break, a base that's that works correctly, night vision, the same thing with the rails. Everything has to work together to make this whole system work. If we don't put good accessory pieces on our rifle, that makes our rifle look bad. So we make sure that we do that. We make sure that we go out to the vendors who have a good reputation in the industry and that want to work with us and that have the same goals and the same drive that we do to get our products and into the soldiers' hands so they can accomplish their mission effectively.
I think a great testimonial stamp of approval to that end is the U.S. military. They're using the product. They really like it. They know there's quality there, and it's not going to fail the soldier in the field.
That's right. And one of the other things I think is really important to the military, our military in particular, is the length of time we've been in business. This is the third generation of McMillan companies. My grandfather started, again, back in 1973, and he started right off the bat with the Marine Corps. So we have a long history of working with the military in general, Marine Corps, Navy. Our TAC 50 was built and designed specifically for the Navy. So we have a long history of working with the military and helping them achieve their goals. Again, when we come out with something new, it always helps to have that reputation in the industry that you have good products.
Now, speaking of systems, you also offer a system in a 50. I'm very impressed. Let's go take a look at that.
Okay.
Now, Ryan, a very impressive offering. Tell us about it.
Well, this here is it's really the same type of thing as our TAC 308 or our TAC 338, but just really beefed up. It's still got a tactical fiberglass stock on it. It's got the same type of rail systems on it. It's got a scope. But now what we have to look at here is what are the ranges we're shooting this gun at? What type of scope do we need? What type of night vision magnification do we need? What type of cheek piece do we need? What type of accessories overall do we need on this to accommodate the big calibers here? As you can see, a lot of these, like the bolts, a lot of these pieces are much bigger to accommodate the recoil force and everything else that goes along with having a big caliber. But again, your benefits of the TAC 50 over a 308 is range and power at the end of the shot. It's going to be able to, like a 50 cal round, was actually specifically designed for anti-material weaponry. Okay. Now we do use it in a sniper arena because we found that we can actually shoot these things accurately, and that's great. But originally the round was developed for anti-material. So it is a beast of a round. You need to have big, bulky stuff. It does weigh more in general, but that's the nature of the 50 cal.
Well, you know, the nice thing about this is there is a research that went in behind this, and when you're actually assembling this, making it into a system, that history in your company really makes a big difference, doesn't it? You have a lot of resources to draw on.
That's right. You know, we've been doing this for quite some time, and in doing this type of work, you learn lessons after quite a while, and you continue to try to improve. And the longer you do these things, the more you improve and the better you get. And again, the reputation, you know, that we have in the military really helps us to not only sell the product but launch it initially. That is one of the biggest problems or the biggest difficulties we face is looking and talking to the military guys and say, hey, take a look at this product. If they don't have any respect for you or the company, it may be hard to do. But if they already know McMillan and it's a known name and it's a known brand, then it's a piece of cake.
It is indeed. And companies steeped in history have been around forever, been developing, been doing research, but this isn't all that you do, is it?
That's right, Bill. In addition to manufacturing, we also do training. Most of the training that we do is military law enforcement based. We're starting to do some civilian stuff, but overall, military law enforcement type training. With that, I'd like you to meet Mark Spicer. He's the director of our training for a company we call OpDev.
Good enough. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for being on.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Joining me right now is Mark Spicer, and Mark, as I understand, you're kind of over the training that goes on at McMillan, and there's a depth of training that goes on. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, there is. It's quite surprising how many people don't realise we actually do training as well. We've obviously provided training for some years now. We've just recently expanded the facility, and now have a very large desert training facility north of Phoenix. What we do there really is we primarily run training for police specialist units and military specialist units, mainly in the long gun and sniping environment. And we run everything from basic sniper courses all the way through to advanced counter-terrorist sniper courses as well.
So in addition to being steeped in history with manufacturing weapons and stocks for over a quarter of a century, you also offer the oh-so-important training.
Yes, we do. We found that the name and the product has got a very good reputation, clearly, and it's got very high standards, and it made perfect sense that if they're going to produce the rifle, we should take both mine and Ryan's experience and the experience of our other instructors and pass that on to push the product even harder and make it a more successful sort of one-stop shop scenario. You can get the rifles from us, you can get the stocks from us, and we'll even train you to use them.
And so when they leave, they actually feel very comfortable with their marriage of the weapon.
Yes, they do. Sometimes it's terrible. You get a brand new weapon and then you've got to go away and learn for yourself how best to use it. We obviously know the weapons intimately. We build the weapons. So there's nobody better really to take you out and actually teach you how to use that rifle so you can get the most out of it.
Very impressive. Well, Mark, right now I know you have to have the attention of all of our viewers. What's the best way for them to learn more about McMillan?
The easiest way really is to visit our website. Our website is actually www.mcmillanusa.com. Each one of those sections under there will give you all the information you need about all the different parts of the company.
Easy enough. Well, Mark, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to meet you.